drills, you're talking to different scouts and this and that. What's the sentiment today, and what have you heard from the guys?
I'll tell you, it's fun to hear their perspective. I'm biased when it comes to our guys. I've had the opportunity to see them over the last year and a half. Not just compete in these drills, but compete off the field. And to hear what they have to say, and a lot of positives about our guys and them coming out and competing. And that's the thing, as not only as a head coach, but as assistant coaches, you want to hear them talk about your guys competing. They were talking about that, and I thought they did that today.
In your opinion, how much can drills like this truly tell you about what a team is getting?
Well, it's just part of the process that they go through in evaluating young men that fit their needs. I guess there's a system in place in an NFL of what they want for each football team, and do our guys fit with what they want, and I think they're able to see some of that in the drills, but also when they turn on the tape, it's kind of no different than us recruiting high school young men. It's a combination of seeing them at camp, but also seeing them in these drills, watching them compete, and know a little bit more about them.
You mentioned kind of the high school recruiting, just having this many guys and this many scouts out here. What does that do for the image of the program?
Well, it's good. This is something we look forward to every year. That we want the scouts to know that not only are they getting a good football player, but they know once they step foot between the white lines, they're getting a guy that's going to do the right thing and compete. And those are the things that we're going to teach them here more so than just the X's and O's. And we want them to understand that they're going to be able to take care of their business off the field. And that's very important when they get to the stage they're going to get to, that they're able to handle their business not only on the field but off the field.
That's interesting. So this is sort of a learning process for you, year after year of hearing what scouts have to say about your players, maybe deficiencies or maybe pros. That can help you in what you do 12 months a year here with players.
No doubt, because I'm always learning. We as a staff are always learning how can we be better, not just the X's and O's, but other things. And so as I have the opportunity to talk to these scouts and visit with them and get some ins and outs of what we can do and incorporate into our program that's going to benefit not only our young men, but also our university in the long run.
What kind of guy is an NFL team getting if they draft Jazz?
A guy that when he walks between the white lines is going to compete. That's the one thing I've said since day one is you can't find a better practice player. I know what you see in games. Everybody sees the Lamar catch, the McNeese catches because you can see video of that. What they don't see is what he does from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, and that's compete. It doesn't matter if it's a one-on-one drill, a red zone drill, or just a 1st and 10. He's going to compete whether it's blocking or going to catch a football. He's a team player with a lot of attributes. That's the skill set for the NFL, but it's the intangibles that I think teams are going to see that is going to set him apart from others.
And from what you've seen, not just here, not just with Jazz, but as a player, as a coach, the first year or two of college doesn't necessarily give you everything you're going to see from a player. They can mature, they can turn things around. Is that not true?
Most definitely, and I think what it shows as much as anything is in the game of football, and let's just take the NFL, there's adversity. And how are you going to handle adversity? Jazz has been through adversity, and he's overcome that. And I think that's what we all see in ourselves and our football teams is being able to overcome adversity through the course of a season. He's been able to do that, so that's one. If you got a checklist and you're checking things off, he can handle adversity. He can bounce back, and I think that's what makes it so great when he walks on this field, that he has the ability to compete. Whether some people call it a second chance, whether some people call it being able to overcome adversity, he's been able to do that.
And I thought it was interesting when we came over and said, asked him, what is the NFL getting in you? He didn't say a tall guy that can catch everything, a guy that can beat DBs. He said a locker room guy. That was the first thing he said. Is that a true assessment?
I tell you, he couldn't have said it any better. And I've reiterated that since day one, since people started asking about Jazz, because that's the things that you don't see that's going to separate him in the long run is what he's doing in the locker room, what he's saying in the locker room, what he's doing when it's just the receivers and endo, and it carries over. It's a snowball effect, and he's been a snowball effect in a positive way.